If there was one moment that had everyone scratching their heads during the Australian Open, it was Jannik Sinner shaking like a damn washing machine mid-spin cycle during his match against Holger Rune. Nobody had a freaking clue what was happening. Was it nerves? Was he running on an empty tank? Had some cursed Melbourne seagull hexed him before the match? The speculation was wild, but now the truth is finally out, thanks to his coach, Darren Cahill. Turns out, Sinner wasn't crumbling under pressure or melting under the brutal Aussie sun. Nope. The poor guy had been dealing with a nasty freaking virus for days. Yeah, that's right. A good old-fashioned, energy-draining, soul-sucking bug that decided to body slam him right when he needed to be at his peak. And it wasn't just any day, it was a brutal one, with scorching temperatures that made even the stadium seats question their life choices. Cahill spilled the beans and explained that they already knew Sinner wasn't feeling great the day before. So, like any sensible person who values their sanity, the guy hit the sack early, hoping for some miracle recovery. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. The next morning, he woke up feeling like absolute garbage, skipped training, and tried to conserve whatever energy he had left. The match was scheduled for 2:30 p.m., peak hellfire hours in Melbourne, so they adjusted his warm-up, pushing it closer to midday. But when he stepped on the court, man looked like he had just seen a ghost. White as a sheet, barely functioning. They scrapped the warm-up altogether. He went to see the tournament doctor, who threw him some energy gels and probably whispered a little prayer. Then, he took an ice bath, because nothing says, "I need to survive," like dunking yourself into a freezing tub of regret. And then, off to the match he went, still looking like a guy who accidentally walked into a boxing match against Mike Tyson. Somehow, against all odds, the dude pulled through. Despite feeling like a walking corpse, Sinner fought his way to victory over Rune, winning 6-TR to 3-6, 6-TR, and 6-2. After the match, instead of giving some long-winded speech about his struggles, he kept it short and sweet. "I felt like shit, couldn't train properly, but here we are." During the match, there were multiple moments where he had to call for medical assistance. The guy was being monitored like an alien specimen, with doctors checking his temperature and vitals every chance they got. Cahill later admitted that there was a moment in the third set where things got really dicey. The doctors took him off the court, checked him over for about 10 minutes, and when he came back, he actually looked human again. His color returned, and for the first time, they thought, okay, maybe he won't pass out mid-rally. Luckily, Sinner bounced back in the following days. Whatever virus had been sucking the life out of him finally decided to let go, and he went on to absolutely steamroll Alex de Minaur, Daniil Medvedev, and ultimately, claim the damn trophy. Moral of the story? Even when you're half dead and feel like absolute shit, sometimes you just gotta show up, pop some energy gels, take an ice bath, and wreck the competition. If you thought that after winning the Australian Open and establishing himself as the undisputed king of Italian tennis in 2024, Jannik Sinner would put on a suit, shake hands with politicians, and graciously accept government medals, think again. The world #1 operates on a killer mentality. Rest, train, win, repeat. There's no room for fancy receptions, champagne toasts, or long-winded speeches about national pride. That's why he has flat-out declined the invitation to this Wednesday's celebration of Italian tennis success with the President of the Republic, Sergio Mattarella. The official excuse? He needs proper recovery after the exhausting Australian Open campaign. While the Italian Tennis Federation, led by President Angelo Binaghi, will attend the event in full force, their biggest star will be MIA. This decision didn't come out of nowhere. Even in the days following his insane victory in Melbourne, Sinner was already playing the "maybe I'll come, maybe I won't" card. When asked about it, he simply said, "I haven't decided yet." Well, now it's official. He's not going, and it's got the country split in half. Some fans and tennis pundits totally get it. The guy just busted his ass in Australia, and skipping a formal event to recover and prepare for upcoming battles makes total sense. On the other hand, There are those who see this as a huge missed opportunity to celebrate an unprecedented year for Italian tennis. They argue that skipping an event with the president himself feels like a slap in the face to the country that's been riding high on tennis glory. Binaghi, clearly trying to smooth things over, publicly expressed hope that Sinner would reconsider. In an interview with Italian public television, he made it clear how much they wanted their golden boy there. I trust that the most important architect of this incredible 2024, with so many great protagonists, will be with us at the President's residence for an extraordinary celebration that fills us with joy. A very polite way of saying, "Come on, dude, don't leave us hanging." And, of course, his absence has stirred up some controversy. Many Italians feel like this isn't just about tennis, it's about national pride, and seeing their top player ghost the President's invitation isn't sitting well with everyone. The frustration is understandable. After all, Italy is absolutely killing it in tennis right now. In 2024 alone, they conquered the Davis Cup, dominated the Billie Jean King Cup, won gold in women's doubles at the Olympics, and took over the biggest tournaments of the season. Sinner himself became the first Italian Masters champion after winning the ATP Finals in Turin, and he wrecked the competition to claim Grand Slam titles at both the Australian Open and the US Open. Meanwhile, Jasmine Paolini reached the Roland Garros and Wimbledon finals, and Lorenzo Musetti snagged an Olympic bronze in singles. Sinner's decision to skip the presidential ceremony isn't the only thing making waves. This week, he also announced that he's pulling out of the ATP 500 in Rotterdam. After discussing it with his team, he decided that his body needed a break after spending over a month grinding in Australia. He left a message to his fans saying, "After talking to my team, we've had to make the difficult decision to withdraw from the ABN AMRO Open in Rotterdam. My body needs time to rest after the long Australian swing. I have amazing memories from winning the title last year in front of an incredible crowd, and I hope to be back soon." While some may be frustrated by his absence at these events, the bottom line is clear. Sinner isn't here for the ceremonies, the politics, or the speeches. He's here to fucking win. And if that means skipping a few parties along the way, so be it. Sinner's next big challenge is locked in for February 17th, when he's set to hit the courts at the ATP 500 in Doha, a hard-court tournament that's shaping up to be a full-blown clash of the titans. The event is stacked with heavyweights, including Spain's golden boy Carlos Alcaraz, the Serbian goat Novak Djokovic, and Russia's wrecking machine Daniil Medvedev. Basically, if you're a tennis fan, grab your popcorn, because this one's gonna be a banger. Fresh off his Australian Open triumph, where he steamrolled Alexander Zverev in 3 sets like it was just another Tuesday, Sinner wasted no time in rushing to his team to celebrate. And honestly, can you blame him? The guy just took one of the biggest wins of his career, and when that happens, you hug the people who helped get you there. Among those in his corner were his Italian coach Simone Vagnozzi, the ever-reliable Australian Darren Cahill, fitness guru Marco Panici, and his trusty physiotherapist Ulises Badio, a squad that knows how to keep their golden boy in peak shape. But let's rewind a bit, because Sinner's road to this god-tier status hasn't been all sunshine and championship trophies. Back in March, his career took a WTF-level detour when he tested positive for clostebol at Indian Wells, sending the tennis world into a complete frenzy. That whole mess led him to shake things up in his inner circle. His first move? Kicking to the curb his former fitness coach Umberto Ferrara and physiotherapist Giacomo Nardi, 2 guys he straight up lost trust in after the debacle. Now, for those who missed out on the drama, here's the tea. Clostebol is an anabolic steroid, and its presence in Sinner's system wasn't because he was out there playing chemistry experiments with his muscles. Nope. The culprit? A damn medicated spray called trophodermin, which his physiotherapist used to treat a minor finger cut. Sounds harmless, right? Well, not so fast. The real shitstorm started when Nardi, being a complete dumbass, applied the medication barehanded, without gloves, and without even bothering to wash his damn hands afterward. The result? The steroid accidentally entered Sinner's system, setting off a chain reaction of chaos that ended with one of the biggest controversies in recent tennis history. For months, This fiasco loomed over Sinner like a dark cloud, shaking up his entire team dynamic. But the guy's a fighter. He wasn't about to let a scandal derail his mission. It didn't take long for him to rebuild his inner circle, and in a twist of irony, two of his new trusted team members were actually castaways from Novak Djokovic's camp. Yep, you heard that right. Back in September, Djokovic cut ties with Panici and Badio, the same two guys who are now working full-time to keep Sinner's machine running smoothly. Their first real test as part of Team Sinner? The ATP 500 final in Beijing, where their new boss went head-to-head with Carlos Alcaraz, and let's just say it didn't end in their favor. Sinner ended up taking the L, but hey, that's sports. Some days, you're the lion. Other days, you're the gazelle. Still, Sinner isn't dwelling on that. He's already got his eyes locked on what's ahead, and Doha is just the beginning. The guy is hungry, and the rest of the tour better watch their backs. And hey, if you're loving this kind of content, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and drop a like. Because here at Tennis Extra, we're all about bringing you the best damn tennis content on the planet. From deep dive analysis to exclusive interviews and wall-to-wall tournament coverage, we've got everything a true tennis fan could ever need. So stick with us, because this season, it's gonna be one hell of a ride.